Hello and welcome to another wicked gameplay video. Today we're looking at the new plane that I've added to my fleet of planes. Another one in a pretty short period of time, mind you, but you know, it is fun. It is fun getting new planes. It's why we play. It's why we actually fly in a simulator, so we can try out different planes. And I wanted to try something different. I've got a few Carinado planes. I wanted to try someone else's plane that wasn't Carinado, and this today we're actually looking at the vFlyteAir plane. Grumman. Let me get the details up here. This is a Grumman American Traveller AA-5. Now this plane was made in 1974, and I believe it was like a competitor to the Cessna 172. Now, I'm looking at their website. They believe that this Traveller is the most detailed, accurate, and realistic model for Xplane 10 ever yet created. All textures are super high resolution, and even the smallest of details are modeled and animated. And you know what? They are not wrong. Now, I'm not a I don't know a huge amount about aeroplanes, and I'm pretty new to the sim world. But I can tell you, this plane is extremely detailed and super impressive. Now, if we have a look, you know, you'll see here, you know, look at that worn sort of edging, the way that's done. You know, look at this kind of like markings here on the wings, like a bit of wear and tear, and the marking here behind the prop. Like there's a huge amount of detail in this plane. Like all the rivets. You know, other plane manufacturers for Xplane also do really good stuff like Carinado, but this is just that little bit different. You know, these guys have captured the essence of the age of the plane. You know, being an older plane, it's got that kind of rugged, used feel, but still looks really cool, which is pretty impressive. If we duck around here, look at those rivets and screws there that they've used. It looks very, very real, very genuine. Like the plane's probably been out in the sun and been out in the weather. And look at the way they've kind of faded away that paintwork, but it still looks quite nice. Pretty cool, I have to admit. This is a really cool plane to own. It's a little bit different to a Cessna. One thing I really love about it is the windows are so open, and you know, there's just the visibility out of this when you're in the cockpit is amazing. It's so easy to look around, and I really I like that. I also like planes where the wings are underneath the sort of cockpit area, like this kind of style, as opposed to like a Cessna where the wings are on the roof and sort of across the roof, where you know. That's just my personal opinion. I prefer planes with the wings down like this. So why don't we just jump in the cockpit and have a little look around at what that kind of looks like. Okay, here we are. As you can see here, the dashboard is, the cockpit I should say, if you want to call it dashboard, is highly detailed. Again, we have that kind of worn, used kind of look, but it's done tastefully. So, you know, look at the detail in that. That's incredible. These guys have put a huge amount of work into this plane, and it shows. It's extremely good, and very well done. You know, and it kind of has that, you know, if you've ever had an old car, like an old 70s kind of car, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Now, depending on how old you are, you may never have had that opportunity, but that's kind of what it reminds me of when I had an old the old 70s cars. And you know, it kind of has this same sort of feel. They've really captured the essence of this plane. The detail is amazing. Look, they've got the cabling going down here on the brake, on the rudders. You know, and they actually move with the rudders here. You know, they've gone to a huge amount of detail to make this plane authentic, and I think they've done a fantastic job. You know, the textures are amazing. The clarity in the wording and the text, look at that. It is crisp, super crisp. Like all the buttons are very, very readable. All the text anywhere along the cockpit here are readable, and pretty much everything works. Like, you can almost move any kind of knob on this in this cockpit, and it has been simulated. It is incredibly detailed. Were these? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. They believe these are the fuses or something to that effect, but most of these have been simulated as well. You've kind of got our worn instrumentation here. They've done some cool sort of stuff. Yeah, look, even the vent over here works. Like, almost everything in this plane works. Most of, as I'm zoomed in, not everything works, but you know, these switches here do. They all go up and down, and I kind of love that weathered look. Yeah, if you knew me, you'd know that. Look, even that works. You'd know that I love old cars. I love old muscle cars. So you know, this kind of style of plane really appeals to me. I think it's really cool. You know, they've even got the cracked cockpit fascia there, like here, to give it that kind of worn look. And you know, they've got the worn edges here, like people have been touching it. It has been done extremely well. It's super impressive. Now, let me see if I can remember what they've done here. I think if we press this, yep, this button here, like, so the things that aren't simulated, they've kind of done something cool with it. You click this, and if we go to the outside of the plane, you'll see the baggage area in here, and you'll see there's a bag in there. Pretty cool. That's pretty amazing. So we'll go back inside. We'll turn that off. Now they've also put in some information about the plane on these buttons here that don't do anything, but they've kind of been smart about it and put some information here. So I kind of know a little bit about what this is, but honestly I haven't been simming long enough to know. I know this is a little bit about your speed takeoffs and, you know, all that information, which I don't know enough about to even sound professional about, so I'm not going to try. Okay, so on this side we have a checklist, so that's pretty cool. You can click that if you got this inside your plane, then you'll know. And look how crisp that information is. These guys have done an amazing job on this plane. I'm not even really sure what this thing is. I've never really played around with it that much, but the instrumentation is all there. It looks really cool, very authentic, and all works. Now, like even this, look at this keyring holder here. This is moving around as there's a little bit of movement, like these vents even move. How cool is that? And this lamp here is not going to work because I haven't got any battery power on, but you can turn this around and you can get that bit of noise there, and you can have the light onto your, this is how you can light up your cockpit area at night. The other cool feature is this roof. Look at that. That's cool. That is super cool. And you have this, it's super open. Now, I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, I believe that the real Grumman, you couldn't open it up all the way when you were flying, but you could open it up a portion of the way. Now, I may be right on that. If you know, feel free to correct me in the comments. But I think that's pretty cool. So let's just close this back up here. Find the little, there it is. We'll close that. Now, let's fire this thing up and see what she sounds like. Another thing I really like about this plane is the push button starter. So we'll get our mixture to full rich. We'll just crack this open a little bit here, give this a little bit of, it's not agreeing with my joystick. And we'll try and start her up. And there she goes. She's actually a very nice plane to fly. It's very nice in the air. Can we open anything here? They've also simulated the engine sounds change when you open the roof here. So let's open this roof and have a look. You can see that the engine noise is more apparent. And it sounds like you're actually there, that you opened it. So you're going to hear that extra noise. So we'll close that again. Have I missed anything here? There's something at the front here. There's some views. I'm not going to bother going through all the views, but control stand. This is just different views. You get the GPS. Now the GPS, you need to click here. You can have your GPS here. Turn it off. We've got the look views on the wings. Nose gear view. It's got a very tricky kind of way to land this plane. Look at that, no step. I've never even noticed that. Our flaps all the way down. Look at that. It's extremely well done. I'm super impressed. Look, now I've never actually looked at the detail on these wheels here, but look at that. I mean, these guys, look at that. Look at that. Now, if you know anything about disc brakes, that's very realistic. That is, you know, you got your caliper here, and look, you got your brake, your hydraulic line here for your caliper. It's pretty impressive stuff. I mean, it's basically, the more you look at this plane, the more things that you'll find. So there's the tail wing, the right wing. Look at that. Yeah, you got some wear and tear, which is cool. Your nose view, your bugs and stuff. I think they've made it a little bit different on each side. Your gears. Never even been under here before, but there you go, look at that. And the roof cam. But we'll go back inside to the pilot view, and that's not what I'm looking for. I want this view. And let's get this thing in the air. I think I've covered everything. Just let me have a quick think about this. You've got your navigation. There's also some lights here. There's the lights. This is volume for the engine if you're kind of flying around and you just want it to be a bit quieter. There we go. There's the light dimmer there. It's very cool. Alright, enough talking. I haven't mapped out my keys yet in Xplane. Yeah, this is the kind of view I want. But look at this fantastic view. I'll just move it in a little bit. Look at that. It's amazing. It's a great view. Look at that. You can just look out. You can see everything. You've got visibility up and down. Really cool. Alright. Let's go. Let's get this thing on the runway and get it up into the air. We'll have a look at it up in the sky. Now it is a bit tricky to land if your speed is too fast. The nose, the way the gear is designed on this, and I believe this is fairly accurate to the real Grumman, is it just floats and it will bounce up and down until you flip the plane over. It is insane. Probably got a little bit too much flaps there, but oops. A bit more flaps would be hurt. There we go. Alright, we're getting a little bit of float. Let's just rotate up. Keep it in line with the runway here. And I believe we're in Paris. But look at that view from this plane. It is incredible. I love it. It's a fantastic plane to fly. It's actually reasonably powerful for a general aviation aircraft. And yeah, really cool. Alright, let's just jump outside here. We're looking pretty good. Just might trim the ailerons there a little bit. Here we are on the outside. Now if we jump under the plane, you can see this kind of cool weathered kind of look. Really impressive. Look at that wheel, it's still spinning. I wonder how long that spins for. Better just zoom out and make sure I'm not plowing into the ground. But look at that, it's a very nice aircraft. You know, I recommend this aircraft actually. I got it while it was on special. I believe it's still on special at the time I'm doing this. It was like $20. And you know what? I think $20 for this is a bargain. The detail, like I said, is incredible. It is a beautiful plane to fly. They've kind of covered off, I think, all the basic checkboxes for what you need in a general aviation aircraft. You know, this guy here, he actually moves as you use the rudder. Does he move? Yep. You can see him as you bank. He's moving his hands. Cool guy. Hey buddy. So there you go. That's the Grumman Traveller. Now there is also a Tiger that you can get, which has got a slightly more powerful engine. But look at that. It is a cool little GA aircraft. Really good. I like it, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll be featuring a lot more Xplane, I'd imagine, going forward. I'm really enjoying Xplane right now, so subscribe, thumbs up if you like it. Feel free to leave a comment, tell me what you think, what else you'd like to see, and like I said, we'll catch you next time. Have a good one.